let's get into a question now here on Facebook. James, what's up, man? Who do you think is going to be the Raiders' slot wide receiver? I'm hoping it's Hunter Renfrow, but I think the week one starter is actually going to end up being Ryan Grant because of a lot of the things that John Gruden and some of these other coaches are saying where they want a reliable veteran. But I think come week 6, so remember, okay, week 6 is the Raiders' bye, and a lot of times NFL teams, they make that change around that week 6 bye, okay, or right after that bye. And I'm thinking if maybe let's say Ryan Grant isn't getting it done, if Marcel Aitman makes the team, they might start taking some of these younger players and start inserting them into the offense because that's when you're really going to grow. So I'm hoping it's Hunter Renfrow. I think he has the highest upside, but I think the week 1 starter is ultimately going to be Ryan Grant. So we got a super chat in from Newt Baldinger. I think that's it. This is actually what I was trying to fix. So, awesome shirt. I appreciate that. Raiders Report shirt coming soon. So, I've been thinking about making my own shirt, but luckily for me, I got a whole bunch of shirts from Raider Nation Store on IG. So, all the shirts that I wear live on my show are from Raider Nation Store on IG. So, if anybody wants any of the shirts that I wear, I asked people to do it the other day. DM me the word SWAG, SWAG, and I'm going to hook you up with some Raider Nation Store shirts. Can you do that? Cool. Appreciate it. Let's go to this next one from Neo Grand. Will Carr have to be more mobile in Gruden's offense to stay the franchise quarterback? More mobile? No. I'm not paying Derek Carr. I don't want my quarterback, Derek Carr, who's already a little bit injury prone, in my opinion, to be running around even more. If he's around 42 rushing yards this year, but throws for 30 touchdowns, I'm more than okay with that. Do I think he needs to be more mobile? If more mobile means not getting sacked as much, sure, right? 52 sacks last year is a lot of sacks to be given up, and sometimes he gets a little bit of happy feet underneath there, but I think, again, Tom Brady's not mobile. There's many quarterbacks in the league, Phillip Rivers, not mobile, who've been able to make a very, very long and solid career off not being mobile. I understand the NFL now is in this new shift where quarterbacks need to be able to run a little bit more, but Derek's not that kind of guy, and I'm not going to try to turn him into a running quarterback. So, but I appreciate the question. Let's go to Havana Cash. I like Cash. How do you think Hard Knocks will impact the team, positive or negative, and why? I'm going to put this only on a positive spin, okay? I think Hard Knocks is going to bring money for Oakland. I think it's going to bring money to the organization, which there was rumors about 2 months ago that we already strapped. I think if the Raiders have fun with it, it's going to be a good time. This entire season is if the Raiders win, they're going to have a lot of fun. But we also have a lot of people who are kind of divas. We also have some dramatic people. And when that happens, when you start losing, it goes negative. So I can already tell you right now, if the Raiders have a bad year, Hard Knocks is going to be looked at as one of the worst things ever. But I hope the players have fun with it. The NFL, I understand it's their job, but my job is the Raiders Report, okay? I like to have fun because I think it makes it more fun and entertaining for you guys. If they show up to training camp every day and have fun and enjoy Hard Knocks, I actually think it'll make them perform a little bit better this entire offseason. Let's go to Jeff Rogers, who's one of my most loyal watchers. Hashtag Raiders. The Redskins cut linebacker Mason Foster. Should we pick him up? I'll be honest, I have not done enough research on Mason Foster. Tom's giving me the he's okay look. And by the judging the fact that he's okay, I don't know if he's going to start over Markel Lee. I don't know if he's going to start over Brandon Marshall. I don't know if he'd start over Vontaze Burfict. And the fact that the Redskins just cut him right before training camp, I mean, I don't know. That's normally not the best sign, but it's a good question, Jeff. Ooh, we got a Facebook question. I'm all about it. Okay, divisional wins are key, I agree, to getting into the playoffs. How many are we getting? Whew, boy. All right, interesting. So, week 1, we're beating the Broncos. Week 2 against the Chiefs is a tough game. That's at home. Oh, boy. I'll be optimistic. Let's say we beat the Chiefs. Let's say we beat the Broncos. But I don't know if we're going to be able to beat the Chiefs on the road. I don't know. The Chargers, I think, are a really, really talented team. It'll be interesting now if they don't have Melvin Gordon. I'm going to say we should look for 3 wins. It's kind of sucks to say that, and I hope you guys don't get mad at me for saying that, but the Chiefs and the Chargers are the two of the best teams in the AFC, period. Two of the best teams in the entire NFL. If we could beat the Broncos twice and then take at least one win from the Chargers or Chiefs, I actually think that's pretty good. So I want to give a special shout out to my dude, Derek Hodge. So he slid in my DMs the other day and said, I love the Oakland Raiders report. I watch your vids every day. I think I started watching you at 300 or 400 subs. It absolutely blows my mind to even think like there was a time where, honestly, I'd put out these videos and I would get like 12 views. I'd get 100 views. And now I get to, come to work every day, interact with an awesome group of people. So Derek Hodge and everybody who submitted or subscribed very, very early on, shout out to you. So I want to know, how many months have you been a subscriber? Okay, so I'm going to start giving some people some shout outs, and then I'll get to my super chat here from Martin. So Martin, I see ya. We're getting to it. Be patient. How many months have you been a subscriber? I want you to comment below, because I'm going to start giving you guys some shout outs here live on the Oakland Raiders Report. Remember, I go live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you're watching this on demand, you missed the live, turn on those notifications so you know exactly when I go live. Jeff Rogers has been a loyal watcher for 6 months. That boy Tsunami says 8 to 9. Capio says 6 months. That boy, 8 to 9, read it again. Jeff says 1 month. Scott says 1 month. Brandon Pinnaker says 6. Patrick Schultz says 8. Joe Ortiz says too long. I almost take that as an insult. Raider Girl says 1. Michael Granderson 9. Havana Cash 3 to 4. Raider Boy 7 months. Steven Sullivan 5. Paul Calloway 10. If this is the first time you're watching this video, I appreciate it. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. I'm going to continue to do shows. And once I get to 20K, I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but at 10K, I dyed my hair gray. So, how many months have you been a subscriber? And if you're not already a subscriber, please click that subscribe button. Now, remember, live mailbag, so use hashtag Raiders to get your questions on the show. So if you're watching this on YouTube, okay, use hashtag Raiders to get your questions on the show. And if you're watching it on Facebook, like my man Gabriel, use hashtag Raiders to get your questions here live on the show. Over or under for Derek Carr, 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns. I like the way that you broke this down, Gabriel. I appreciate that. So over or under for 4,000 yards for Derek Carr. Don't answer it for me. Answer it for Gabriel, part of the nation. So over 4,000, under 4,000. I'm going to go with over 4,000 passing yards. I think Derek's going to have another career high in passing yards. But in terms of 30 touchdowns, I'll take the under. I'm going to go with 28. That's how it normally came out in my projections. I'm going to go 28 touchdowns, and I'm thinking Derek's going to be a little bit over 4,200 yards. But Gabriel, much appreciated you watching on Facebook. Let's go back to YouTube now, where Stephen Davis is hitting me with that question. Is Derek Carr a dark horse? No. I don't think any human being is an actual dark horse. Oh, dark horse MVP candidate. If you want to make an interesting bet on my bookie on an MVP, Derek is an interesting one, right? So I always think about this with MVP or the NFL. Media has a big thing to do with the NFL. If there's a team that everyone's talking about, it's the Raiders. Think about Hard Knocks. Think about everything that's going on. Think about how a team was 4-12 last year. If Derek puts together a great year like he did in 2016, and if the Raiders climb on top of arguably the tough division in football, like, you can make some serious cash going to my bookie and putting down money on Derek Carr to win the MVP in 2019. Let's go to Freshy Fontane. Will the Raiders end the season as one of the top 10 offenses? I got to get my drink here. Hang on. One of the top 10 offenses. Martin Boyce also says just sub. Appreciate it. Top 10 offenses in terms of what? I would much rather be a top 10 offense in points per game than yards per game. Like, yards per game doesn't mean anything. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers last year led the league in passing yards. They were one of the top offenses in the league, and yet they sucked. So, give me top 10 offense in terms of points per game. I'd be more down for that. We're going to Dylan Georges, multiple Georges. Where will Washington, D.C. rank on the NFL top 100? Also, will he make the Pro Bowl this year? I don't know if Derek even makes top 100. Does he deserve to make the top 100? Like, quarterback is one of the deepest positions right now in the NFL. And throwing for 19 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, like, sure, a lot of people don't know everything that Derek dealt with. But also the NFL, have they really proven anything to you this offseason that the people that do articles or make videos know anything really about the Raiders? I'll tell you straight up, No. So I don't think Derek makes the top 100. Lul Gugo? Did I get that right? I have no idea. Do you think Derek will be our quarterback in Las Vegas? Let me take another drink. The correct answer here is I hope so, right? If he is the quarterback, that means the Raiders had a good year. I still think that he's going to be the quarterback in 2020 unless this year is absolutely disastrous. Like, I've seen a great Derek Carr who in 2015, 2016, I was telling my friends, like, dude, he's legit. And then there was a lot of times last year where I was like, oh, man, Derek, I don't know what you're doing, man. Throwing the ball out of balance on 4th down. Like, there was multiple plays where it was like, calling a timeout with no timeouts left kind of thing. So, all right, let's go to this next question here. JD Monigold. Will Antonio Brown lead the team in receptions, yards, and touchdowns? Receptions, yes. Yards, yes. And I'm going to go with touchdowns, yes, also. Like, AB led the NFL last year with 15. He had 1,297 yards. He's had over 100 catches in, 6 straight years, over 1,000 yards, 6 straight years. I do think he leads the team in all those categories, and especially in targets as well. But the Raiders need to be able to spread the love a little bit more. So, how many wins for the Raiders this season? I want to know from everybody who's watching, because the reason why I really want to know this question. So, throw in your comments, okay? How many wins for the Raiders this year? Before I show you why I'm asking this question, I'll give a few people some shout-outs here, and then we'll get into, some of these super chats that have flown in here, because I've seen multiple ones that have come in. So, how many wins will the Raiders have this season? Jeff Rogers says 10. Herman Schmidt says 10. That boy says 7 to 9. Pick a number. Havana says 9 to 7. Blake says 10. Michael says 9. Patrick says 10. 9, 9. I'm seeing a lot of 9, 10s and above. Well, US Today, they put out their AFC West projections, and they were pretty low on the Oakland Raiders. So the USA Today put the Oakland Raiders at 5 and 11. Okay, 5 and 11. So they had the Chargers at 12 and 4. Also, they had the Chargers going to the Super Bowl and beating the Eagles. Yeah, so USA Today. Kansas City Chiefs at 11-5, and the Denver Broncos at 4-12. So if you think the Raiders are going to be better than 5 and 11, go to my bookie. Go to chatsports.com/Raiders. Put your money where your mouth is. Use my promo code. Go Raiders for 100% deposit bonus. So if you're like, you know what, Mitch? I don't have money. I don't have money to bet. Well, luckily, my bookie literally gives you the money that you put down. So if you put down 50, you'll get 50 for free. And if you need some money to put down a few bets, I can help you out. Slide in those DMs at MitchellRens365. I want you guys to use our sponsors. I want you to see how much fun it is. And if you're like, I don't have the money, I'm telling you, I will give you mine. Okay? There you go. Let's go. Super chat time. Martin Boyce. I'm always patient. I know. But hey. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Just subbed maybe a month ago, but will definitely be active. Much more donations to come up with the good work. Honestly, I love super chats. I appreciate them, but I would much rather have you comment 2,000 times on a video than one super chat. I like to see the interaction. I want you guys to get to know me. I want to get to know you because that makes my shows a lot more interesting. One guy who I know very well, and who's actually come here to the studio, is Mercedes Renz. So well that my producer already knew who I was talking about because of how often Mercedes comments on my channel. So, how many beers will everyone be drinking during our season opener? My personal over-under is 8. So, over under 8 beers in the season opener. According to my contract, I have to stay under 8 beers per show that I do for watch parties, unless it's a beer challenge. So, I'm probably going to have to go the under there, Mercedes. But if you guys want me to drink beer more on the show, I've also had people yell at me for drinking, so I don't really know what you guys want me to do. Mercedes, I love you. Thank you for the super chat. Let's get into some other questions here now from Caleb. Not saying it will happen, but if we could get Melvin Gordon, what would you want him? Or would you want him? No, I don't want Melvin Gordon. I'm more than happy to have Josh Jacobs. I'm a believer that paying for a running back is not the most intelligent thing to do in the NFL unless you're going to go out and get an extreme talent like an Ezekiel Elliott, like a Saquon Barkley, maybe an Alvin Kamara, Christian McCaffrey. But even in that realm, I don't want Melvin Gordon because the dude's played only one full 16-game season. He's only had one 1,000-yard season. Sure, he's had 28 touchdowns the last 3 years, but I think a lot of his production comes on the back of him being on a good team with a good defense. So honestly, I do not want Melvin Gordon. I want nothing to do with Melvin Gordon. Let's go to Blake Dufrene. Heard Gruden's offense is going to be similar to the Saints' offense with 2 running backs. Think it will work out. Well, I also don't. I've heard that rumor as well. I don't think it's true at all. Everything that I've seen, everything I've heard from Gruden is that he's going to rely on Josh Jacobs to be that workhorse. So, don't be surprised maybe if those first 5 weeks, if it is a little bit more split. But then I think they're going to start relying on Josh Jacobs because Josh Jacobs is going to show really, really quick that he is by far the best running back in this backfield. So, just for word of thought there. Richard Phou, do you think our rookies will gel well with the team in their first year as a rookie? I'm hoping the fact, I think one of the reasons why rookies go to camp a little bit earlier is to be able to, integrate themselves quicker and what the NFL is like to meet the other rookies. But I also think the Raiders, their draft was very, very specific. They went, you're going to hate this, Patriots-esque, and try to get a lot of players who are very, very similar and all kind of Gruden grinders and who were all standouts in college on the field and off the field. So, yeah, I do think those players will excel. Let's go to Jeff Rogers now here. Mitch, bring your dad on to co-host one day. Dad, I also call him Doppler because the dude gives me so many weather updates. If I get my dad on the show one day, I'll see what I can do. So, big guy, if you're watching, which I'm sure you are, we'll see if we can get it going. So, I saw a lot of questions rolling in here. So, if I didn't get to your question, tweet me them at MitchellRens365. I also saw a super chat roll in from Just Awesome, Raider Nation for life, 100%. I will feature this question on a future Raiders report, so I know I didn't get it on the live show, but I promise you, if you super chat me, I will do my best to get it on the show. So once again, a lot of questions flown in, and I know I didn't get to them all. So if I forgot your question, or if I didn't see your question, or if I was looking down trying to fix the graphic, tweet me your questions on Twitter at MitchellRens365. Now, this video is going to loop through. So, Raider Nation, I'm out. Much love. Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky Heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this. I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.